have the same goal today, is learning about J.D. Edwards. Everyone here loves J.D. Edwards, and what I love most is to keep active a customer community. So if you help me doing that, I promise you, but by the end of this call, we would have some actions and some engagements between ourselves, between Oracle, between yourselves as J.D. Edwards users, and take the most benefit of this tool. So today we are giving you an insight on release 24, and that is happening due to Paolo Moroni's availability. So I'm gonna put the share slide. Yeah, I've been working with Paolo for an extensive period of time. I cannot recall the first time I met Paolo. If it is
let's not share that.
10 or 15 years ago, I don't know. It is, but it has been a very nice journey so far. And as I moved into this role into Quistor, I'm hoping to keep a close collaboration with Oracle, the J.D. Edwards product development team, Applications Unlimited team, and with J.D. Edwards customers. My desire while I was in Oracle and now with Quistor, I do count on creating a community, and I know that having this community will help you thrive. So taking from Quest out of the US, I'm a member of Quest, taking from Quest initiatives and things that are going over there in US and sharing them to Europe. I know some of the customers like Lucard was presenting to the Quest event last year. So I know that there's a lot of excitement in those community. Can we get to that excitement as well? I don't know. We have to see how this rolls, and I count on your availability to do as such if you also want that. With Paolo, I created a social club in Italy recently, Io Amo J.D. Edwards Social Club. In France, there's a strong community, Club d'Utilisateurs, and Spain is getting a lot of power into the J.D. Edwards stream as well. OBAG is so with such a legacy into J.D. Edwards over the years that it just needs, let's say, support. They are already very well formed. So all of these user groups that bring value, I would like to bring on the value towards yourself to let you know what happens in these user groups, and maybe that way to get inspired or to find the information that you may be looking for from a product perspective. Good. So I'll have a few things how we could work further, but I leave it to Paolo now to speak about the release 24 and then see how we can collaborate and what it is that you're interested to hear from us. The thing to know that this meeting is being recorded by my colleague Francesca. Thank you for the short notice, Francesca, and being available to support our effort. And at one point in time, while Paolo will present, we would like to extend a few questions on the chat. So just a thumbs up will be sufficient for us to get an idea about the tools release upgrade plans, or how do you feel about engaging. I will advise you when those questions are posted in chat. Now, open up your mics if you want to speak to us. If you want to ask any questions via chat or loud voice, feel free to do so. And now over to you, Paolo.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Can you see
Perfectly.
The slides?
Yes.
Good.
I think you should press on slideshow.
Sorry. You don't see the slides?
Yeah, we do, but if you press on slideshow, we would see the full image.
Yeah, that's what I did, but so it seems it's not working, right? Okay, let me try this. I'll go down, I'll go out, I will interrupt this, I will try to share all my full screen, and then I'll see again if this works. How about now?
Yes, perfect, Paolo.
Okay, good. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Andrea, for organizing this. Thank you for joining this webinar. I'm Paolo Mironi. I am part of the Oracle application development team. I'm a product manager for JD Edwards. One of my tasks is to share with the clients, with the partner, with the user groups, what my team is doing, what are the features, our product strategy, and what we continuously release for our clients. We have quite a bit of things to cover, so let's start immediately with my presentation. Let's start with a snapshot of the JD Edwards ecosystem. We have so the priority for my team, of course, is to develop software. We are a development team. So in this, since 2020, we had 15 releases with over 400 new features that we put out there. We want to understand also what are the priority of our clients and understand what is their feedback on what we do. And so in this period, we had over 3,600 interactions with customer partners to understand and to get their input and feedback. We also document what we do on LearnJDE. It's a website that we manage. We had in this period over 600 updates. This number is a little bit underestimated. I believe with the release 24, it's webinar, it's training, it's OBI, Oracle by example, a lot of information every time there is something new, we update at the same time LearnJDE. Also, we communicate through social. We have 25,000 followers on LinkedIn in our JD Edwards groups. Of course, we want to make sure that our clients use our solution. I think we have more than 900, 1,000 customers using Orchestrator, big success. I know that some of you are using it. I know, for instance, Lookout, they have presented a number of very interesting use cases during the Apps Unlimited Day in Milan back in November. Or maybe it was October. I think it was October. So then one of our priorities also to make sure that our client can leverage investments Oracle does in technology, in cloud, over 300 clients using JD Edwards on the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. Some of you in this webinar, I know that they are using it, so that's good. Over 400 customers are using JD Edwards in a hybrid mode with cloud apps. And we have a number of clients that have migrated to ERP Cloud, okay? So it was a decision they made. Some of these clients were maybe in more software and they decided to go to ERP Cloud. Some had only financials, or maybe they were in industries that were not so core for JD Edwards, or simply that it made sense for them and we assisted them, Oracle assisted them to do the switch. Not a lot to add on to this slide, right? So
Paolo, can you please hide the Teams message on the screen? Yeah, so that we capture the entire screen in the recording.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what I'm doing, sorry. What do I need to do, sorry?
Not, there's a Teams stack of video. Oh, that's it, perfect.
Okay, is this what? Okay, super, good, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm not very familiar with Teams because we use Zoom, so and Teams is Microsoft, so we try not to use it, but that's okay. So this one, so as I was saying, there is not a lot to say about this one. Support is now for Premier support for continuous release 9.2 is guaranteed by Oracle until at least 2034. So we have a rolling windows of 10 years, and the plan is to continue like this. Okay, so not a lot. It's something that our clients understand, and it's been like that for a long time. I recall that when we switched to the continuous innovation release, the support was guaranteed until at least 2023. We are now in 2024 and we have 10 more years guaranteed out there at least, and then the plan is to go ahead and do this every year. Let's talk about product strategy. We have 3 pillars in our product strategy. This has been identified for a while now, and our plan is to continue with these 3 pillars, investing. The feedback we are getting from our clients and partners are very positive, so we will go ahead in focusing in these 3 areas: applications, making it easier for our client to use our software, adding new features, digital platform, so we talk about automation, we talk about intelligent ERP, collecting data during our transactions, and then system administration. Our goal is to reduce as much as possible the cost of maintaining the software. When you want to apply an update, when you want to apply batches, ESUs, this needs to be as easy and as cheap as possible. And then all of these pillars work together and bring cumulative value. Cumulative value can be seen, in time, so incremental. So every quarter or every update, every drop that we release, we add new features that complement what we have released in the past, following our strategies, our priorities. And if we invite our client to take a step back and see the continuous cumulative value that all these different releases bring to you when working together, when using all these features together. And also now it is very difficult to distinguish sometimes between an application announcement and a digital platform announcement. A lot of time you will see when we talk about a new application feature, a lot of time there is also some component that the digital platform to automate something, even if it's transparent to our clients. This is very common, and also for system administrator. So cumulative value is also application plus digital platform, or system administration plus digital platform. In the past couple of years, this is the recap. As you can see, we see all the releases, we see all the drops. Release 22 came out in the fall of 2021. It is an update, okay? So usually the release 22, the first release is an update. It means it has all the objects that has been released until then, plus new features that are released in that vehicle. In the past, you can see here we have 3 drops during the year. Okay, so we added during the year 3 drops, 3 additional features during the year. What else I can say here? Maybe I can talk about a little bit about where our focus in application it has been. We have developed added functionality in the application. You say application, digital platform, system administration. Talking about application now, we added new features in inventory management, in home builder, capital asset management, grower management, procurement. So all of these areas, all of these modules have new features, have been added new features. Of course, we will see in more details also for digital platform and system administration. And of course, now we are in release 24. It is available since November 28th. So considering there has been a holiday in the meanwhile, it's very recent, a little bit more than a month out there. So, but while I'm presenting this, we'll go in more details on the features that the new features that we have added. My colleagues in IDC, my colleagues in Denver are busy in developing the next drop that will come in the next future. So pretty soon you will see new announcements on LinkedIn, new announcement on LearnJDE, and we will add new features. So application, in the application area for release 24, net new thing for release 24, we have concentrated on simplifying the user experience in resource assignment. Resource assignment is a module in capital asset management. So we have done enhancements to make it easy to assign resources, both employees and assets to projects, for instance. Another thing that you will see here for the first time is enterprise automation. We are starting in release 24 with new features that are specifically for enterprise automation. Please remind this because we will talk about that. I have a couple of slides about that later on, but I have also detailed slides for a few of these features, these application features. So when we talk about automation, more intelligent ERP, this is an example. So basically, the system now, whenever there is a user that enters a purchase order, the system will check what are the conditions for the items that we are ordering, and the system will come up with recommendation regarding discounts. So it will check if there are discounts for if we order maybe a little bit more of the items, the system will suggest to do that because we might get a more interesting condition, a higher discount, and the bill in the end might be even lower than what we will be paying if we order less. So here, as you can see, there is a part of automation that is embedded in an application feature. Also in inventory management, we have added two new features. One is to allow inventory location to be put on hold. So now you can, the warehouse manager, for instance, can put on hold, can connect items and lots to a location, and then it can put on hold a location in just one go, maybe even using an orchestration that put on hold, and it can also define what activities can be done with the items and the lots included in that location. Another another feature is automated safety stock population. We know that due to maybe logistic issues or because there has been a damage in a warehouse, for many reasons, the safety stock might go under the threshold that we have defined. So the system will keep monitoring this and will, inform the warehouse manager that the safety stock is below a certain threshold and automatically replenish suggest to replenish the safety stock. The calculation is based by industry standard. So we talked about inventory management, procurement. Now we'll talk about blend management. And blend management is part of a module that is called grower management, and it's an industry-specific solution. We have a lot of clients in agribusiness, especially we have wineries in the US, in Australia, in Italy. We have several.
Here, Paolo, I don't think it is a focus. We don't have any winery customers present, but it's good to hear about it.
Well, we like wineries, so that's why we give them a lot of new features, right? Okay, so I will skip that, but yeah, there is a new feature for winery. So and then so we saw the pillar about applications, and now let's talk about digital platform. Digital platform. Everybody knows digital platform. Most of our clients know it and are using the orchestrator, the notification. They are using workflow, logic extension. So it is something that is more and more used by our clients and is becoming very pervasive in the projects. It's becoming very pervasive in also in the process, the business process managed by our clients. So here we have two priorities. We have concentrated on two things. One is remove the need for customization. Okay, I'll go in a little detail here. We talked about workflow in release 22 and 23. We have simplified the way workflow are created and managed in JD Edwards. Now you can create and manage workflow on the web client, on the Orchestrator Studio. Of course, we want and we think and we believe that workflow, it will become more and more common, used by our clients to push customization, to push standardization of the process, and to collect data about processes. So we want our client to be able to use workflow easily, and that's why we are offering from release 24 pre-built workflow data structure. So instead of having to create data structure, instead of having to deploy data structure every time they do a workflow, they can leverage those that are available in the system. Also, the other two features this you see here, they are improving integration with integration and exportation of data from JD Edwards to third-party software. Let's go in a little bit more detail on the process automation part, and let's talk about task tracking. Okay, so I already mentioned workflow. So an orchestration is a process that all the steps are done automatically by the system. A workflow is a process where, you know, the users need to perform activity, to do tasks. From release 22 and release 23, you can launch an orchestration from a workflow. You can launch a workflow from an orchestration, and of course, this increase the power of automation of the software. For this particular task tracking, what is it? It is that you can send notification, you can send via an orchestration, you can send activities, task to a user that is part of a process. You can define a deadline for those tasks, and if you activate this task tracking utility, you can collect information, you can collect metrics about each task of the process. Information like when did the person receive the message, how long did it take to do to perform an activity, a task, did it complete successful, how many times this task was failed, is it in average, not in average. So you can find the reason, you can monitor and analyze this data. You have, you know, while using it, you will have historical data, and you can compare and improve your processes. This is, you know, in the direction of what we say intelligent ERP. So this is the data of the ERP allows you to improve your work and your processes. And then workflow monitor. We said, you know, workflow is going to be more and more used. There will going to be many workflow managing many processes. For the same processes, there might be multiple workflow running at the same time because the same process is going to be used by different teams. So we need you to have a visibility on how this workflow works, if there are problems, and also we give you the ability to see the historic data, to do analysis using the workflow monitor that immediately shows you if there is a problem with with a step, or if you look at it in a historic way, you can see if a workflow is running as better or worse than the average. Okay, so we did application, we did digital platform, and now we talk about system administration. That is the third pillar where we are focusing our investment. As I said, we have two main goals here. The first is to allow you to use modern infrastructure. And when we talk about modern infrastructure, of course, being Oracle, we talk about Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And also, we want you to be able to reduce the effort every time you need to stay current. The ideal is for our clients to apply the updates when they are available, okay? So you need better analysis. If you have already applied or deployed an ESU, you need to take credit for that. You need to be able to automate some processes. So let's see in a little bit more detail what we have done, the evolution of the update manager, that is the tool that is used mainly for updates, for applying ESUs by CNC and consultant and by system administrator. Just a few highlights. In release 22, we have added the capability for the update manager to use orchestration, so support of API, support of REST. In release 23, one highlight that we have added is the possibility of deploying an ESU using the web client, okay? So for release 24, we went a step forward, cumulative value. So we are taking now the possibility of applying batch of ESUs using the web client, and also to deploy an update, a full update using the web client. So release 24 could be deployed using a web client. No need for fat client, no need for deployment server. ESU now, they are smaller. There are two versions of ESUs, of course, those that have Microsoft components and those that they don't have Microsoft components, because you can run them on the web client. And also, of course, you need to be able to analyze leveraging the orchestration, the REST API support, you can automate the deployment of batch of ESUs. So you don't need to do them manually anymore. But before doing that, of course, you need to have a very good understanding of the impact. And we have added in release 24 the impact analysis dashboard. It's a powerful tool to check the status of your environment and the impact that the new ESUs will have to your environment, okay? And then we talked about modern infrastructure, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So we know that, we said that there are many clients that are using JD Edwards or running JD Edwards on OCI. They are using, you see the infrastructure part at the bottom of the slide. They use compute, they use networking. These are services that are part of the infrastructure. But as you can see here, there are many more services that are available on OCI. For instance, we said also hybrid, no? SaaS application. Obviously, SaaS application also run on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So, but let's see a few examples of these services that can be leveraged, can be relevant for our clients. One is, for instance, VBCS, low-code, no-code tool to develop mobile application and integrate this application with the orchestrator with JD Edwards. We talked about SaaS application, integration with SaaS application. We know the orchestrator is a good tool to do integrations, but depending on the use case, depending on your needs, you might need a more robust platform. And so there is the integration services that are available on OCI. Autonomous database is another important component, and JD Edwards is certified for autonomous database. Security, vulnerability scanning, it's a service available, and it can be run on JD Edwards, so you can use it for your security needs. In release 24, we have added a couple of things. There is a new service for autonomous database that is auto-scaling, and this is now certified with JD Edwards. The other thing is the artificial intelligence machine learning accelerator for JD Edwards. It's a tool on OCI. We'll talk about it a little bit more in a slide I have later on. But, and also, of course, we continue to analyze whenever there is new services. We work with the OCI development team. We check if there are things that can be relevant for our clients. We test them, and if it makes sense, we test them and we certify them. And we are working now researching analytics accelerator for JD Edwards, between other things. Okay, I have introduced the concept. Are there any questions? Sorry. Andrea, do you want maybe now to do? I know you have a couple of surveys.
We could do. So Francesca, if you would put the first two questions on the chat, it's about the tools and the applications release upgrade strategy that you have inside your company. Would be good to know whether you do it on a yearly basis, every 2 years, or it takes more than 2 years for your company to decide the upgrade approach. So a thumbs up will just help us to to guide the discussion for the next 25 minutes and engage. Oh, okay. Thank you, Carl. Very prompt. Yeah. Okay, good. Every 2 years. Why should it be considered annually, Paolo? Maybe that's a point to be raised.
Yeah, we can. Well, yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, for sure. I have a slide for that, so I'm ready to. I hope I can answer those questions. If not, I will. We can take it offline. So let me continue this, right? So let's talk about cumulative value. Let's give you a couple of examples of the cumulative value of application. This is an example of a process, right, that can happen, unfortunately, in every business that have a warehouse. This could be an example that has been presented at In Focus. I think it's very interesting. And for instance, there is a leak in a warehouse, and a location is items and goods in a location are damaged. The planner just finished launched MRP, do the planning for production for next week, and of course this happens and disrupt all the plans. So the security guard in the warehouse find out of this issue, inform the warehouse manager, and the warehouse manager needs to put on hold the location. He needs to react fast, ask the planner to rerun the MRP. Then the planner sends the new production schedule to the buyer check, and we are missing some items, we need to buy them. Of course, it's very urgent, so we need to pay a prime to get those, and so he needs to get an approval from the director of procurement to approve the PO. The goal, of course, in this needs to be as fast as possible, so it does not impact production scheduling. So let's see what are there are a number of features that can be used to expedite this process. We see the workflow. Okay, you can create a workflow that follow this process that I just described and send tasks to the different stakeholders. You can send an orchestrator with action links, a notification with the action links and the things these different players needs to do. Orchestration in a transparent way can do things, automate some steps of this process, and obviously this is what it was available before, and now let's see what we have in release 24. We have put location on hold. So basically, the warehouse manager can immediately put a location on hold using an orchestrator, for instance, and then he can start a workflow with all the steps that I've just seen, sending notification with activity links. We can track, do task tracking of these and understand if the reaction was immediate, if it was fast enough, and see if we can improve the response of this process in case it happens again. We have the workflow monitor to check if the workflow is running smoothly or not. Another page is getting and stay code current. Why it is important to get and stay code current. So basically apply regularly our updates for a number of reasons, like security reason, certification reason, because you are paying for new features and you are not using us. So you are missing a lot of opportunities that you might be implementing and improving the processes. So this is the main reason, I believe. Also, of course, certification and security are important, but also really we keep adding, and you have seen there have been strong changes and evolution of the product. So not doing that, you are missing a lot of opportunities. And as I said, it's getting easier and cheaper to do updates. Here, this is a process that's very simple. Basically, someone goes on LearnJD so that there is a new update, check, oh, this is cool, I want to do it. The business analyst needs to do the impact, check the impact, and then does a recommendation, does a business case to do the implementation. The RP manager approves it, and then the CNC system administration need to deploy the update or the selected ESUs that you want to apply. So as I said, I mean, we are in the last 2-3 releases, we have done a lot to make this easier. We discussed about orchestration to automate some of the activity. We have applied ESU via web client. So this allows you to use an orchestration to launch automatically this activity. So instead of having someone, a user having to do that, it can be the system that does it. And then for release 24, we pushed it even further, and now you can do automate deploying of batch of issues, you can do an update on web client, and we have the impact analysis dashboard that reduces the cost and focus, for instance, for testing, identifying what are the objects that are impacted, making sure that only those are tested, making sure you get credit for those ESUs that you have, reduce also the testing efforts of your implementation of your update. Another important thing that we have just started is enterprise automation. We have been talking about process automation for a while. As I said, a lot of our clients are implementing orchestration. They are doing process automation to simplify their activity, to make it easier for user to use the product. There are a lot of things that are done with the orchestrator, but with the workflow, with the logic extensions, the capabilities of automating processes now can span over different modules. We have seen like manufacturing, procurement, warehouse management. They can span over full processes that we call them enterprise processes. No? So this is the first step. But when you do automation, we have seen, like for instance, with task tracking, you can collect more information, and this information you can analyze to improve your processes. So you see the different steps of enterprise automation. You collect information, ingest information. You can use, you have maybe years of data that you can use, but our plan, we just had a task tracking for sorry, tasks that are done by employees, by users, and our objective is to add more ledgers in the future. We talked about process models, so you can standardize processes, and of course, when you have standardized processes, you can automate them and you can collect information about that. So standardization obviously is very important. So we have these new process models that we have just released, but in the future, our idea is to have an auto process generator based on your needs and your data. Then you can analyze them. You can use, UX1, watch list, are tools that are available in JD Edwards. We talked about AI. So in the future, you might want to extract this data and then apply artificial intelligence to analyze them. And then you solve the issues, right? And then you measure the changes to the process. You measure how they are doing. For instance, with Workflow Monitor, we have seen you have the metrics. You can see if there are, there are steps that don't work, or if there are processes that are slower than average, so improve, and then you start again, because this is what we do to improve business processes. Just a couple of examples I mentioned at the beginning, the process models that are available in Release 24. Here are the examples, so they are made by E1 pages and watch lists. We have in the last drop of Release 23, we added the possibility to call an E1 page from another E1 page, and the possibility to adding a watch list to a tile in a E1 page. So we have now created these two. One is for requisition to receipt, and the other one is shipment to dispatch in logistics. But of course, you can, using this tool that you already have, you can create your own process models. But we will continue in adding more in the next future. So we see Release 24. Let's see, of course, as I said, our work doesn't stop here. My colleagues are already working in the next drops, and here we have a full list of features that we are working on and researching. You can go to Learn JDE. There is the product catalog is in resources on the top of the Learn JDE webpage. You can go in the product catalog and you can go in, and you have, for each one of these features, you have a description, and you can understand where we are going and see if there are things that are relevant to you. Another thing that we are working on is ESG and corporate sustainability reporting. For those clients that are based in the European Union, there is the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive that has been approved last year, and it's being implemented. At the moment, it only impacts banks, insurance companies, very large listed companies in specific industries. But in the future years, this is going to be applied to more and more clients. And also, customers are asking this, because even if it's not required by the law, the public, the consumers are starting to get very sensible about this. So they want to put in place some kind of reporting in this area. JD Edwards, we are going to be focusing on the environmental part, okay, on the environment data. This is a glimpse of the solution we are working on. There is a statement of direction on Learn JDE that was published very recently, I believe in December, that shows you what we're going to do in this area. We're going to have a JD Edwards sustainability framework. It's going to be made by environmental foundation, where you can define the data that are available in JD Edwards that are relevant for this reporting. So for each transaction, each data item, you can say if it's going to be relevant for this reporting. And then from obviously the transaction database, these are extracted and saved in a environmental activity ledger. Also, a lot of, not all, just I think just a percentage of the relevant information are available in a ERP. A lot of information are not inside the boundaries of a ERP. They are tracked in other software, or there are calculations that you need to do. And in this case, we also will give the opportunity to upload this data from externally, for instance, from spreadsheet or even manually. So in JD Edwards, you're going to have a ledger that is going to be, the source of truth for this reporting, and then you can extract the data, do the calculation via third-party software, and for the reporting, you can use EPM. There is already a EPM Cloud, Oracle EPM Cloud offer an ESG solution. You can, if you are interested, you can check that out. See, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying that this is a definite focus for Quistor in 2024, the ESG reporting solution. So
right,
maybe we can expand the talks around that in upcoming months as customers get ready to have those talks.
Yeah. Sure. I believe that with the directive, this is going to be, quite important. And of course, you see the roadmap here. We are going to collect information about stationary combustion emissions, that are those that are the emissions that are created in the company, and then mobile combustion emission for transportation, for this kind of thing. And then scope 2 is purchased air energy emissions. So these are the three areas where we believe we can collect information from JD Edwards, from the database. Okay, last thing I believe is, last but not least, is artificial intelligence. So there is a tool on OCI that is called Application Accelerator, and it can be used to upload data into the OCI data lake, and then you can apply to these machine learning models, or you can do analysis with AI algorithm that are available on OCI. We have tested this with manufacturing. So the JD Edwards manufacturing, we have extracted data from manufacturing. We have uploaded them in OCI and run all the different processes. There was, I believe, a demo at InFocus, or at least I saw a demo of this. So it's ready. I mean, I want to make sure I'm very clear here. This is something that if you want to experiment, it's available. Do we know any clients, JD Edwards clients, that's using it? Not yet. We feel this is still in research for us, because we want to research, what are the use cases that are most relevant for our clients, and see, how we can assist, if there are ways where we can improve this interface or this thing. We are now especially working on anomaly detection for manufacturing. Anomaly detection is one of the AI services available in OCI. The other one that we have been using, now we have already clients that are using it, I believe, is Digital Assistant, for instance, for mobile application. And yes, this is my last, no, this is not my last slide, but there are two things I want to highlight here. Blueprint 4D is an event that is going to take place in Dallas in May. So if you are planning to travel to the US during this time, please consider attending this. It's an event with all the applications, not just JD Edwards. There is ERP Cloud, there is EBS, PeopleSoft, not all, but a lot of applications are represented. Of course, there's going to be sessions on JD Edwards. And then, in the fall, October timeframe, I believe there's going to be InFocus. That's an event just for JD Edwards. If you are doing implementation, if you are doing upgrades, please let us know, let support know, so we can assist you in a timely manner, so we know that you are doing that. For release 24, there is a lot of information, as I said. I know that I've been a bit quick on this one, but I didn't want to bore you to death and go into many details, and the time, it was not a lot, but everything, I'm going to share these slides with you, and so you can go to Learn JD, and for each one of the features that I mentioned and more, there are going to be, quick tours, so you can see in more details what I've been talking about, or if something was not too clear, I'm sure you can go there, or you can send me an email for further information. Let's stay connected through partners, of course. Quizstore is one of valuable partner to us, so we work with them, with the user groups. Andrea talks about user group at the beginning, no? There are many user groups in Europe also. We are on, we said LinkedIn, follow us, and then of course Learn JD. And I think I'm done now. So thank you very much for your attention, and let's see if there are questions.
So if there are questions, I advise you to put them on chat. I do have a question as well, and Francesca will help me on that. If I am to schedule a meeting, a monthly meeting with you guys, I think you need to stop sharing, Paolo. I would really like to continue this within the series of event for 2024. So every a third Monday of the month, to invite you to attend a talk, a discussion. It could be at the beginning that we set the scene, myself, my colleagues, maybe Oracle will help me, but what I incline to do is have conversations with you and get an idea what would you like to get into a specific detail, and that could be leveraged by other customers as well. So if you would like to have this monthly meeting and to collaborate on that, it would be fantastic. Of course, we have spoken about tools release, about application release, staying code current. I know that colleagues from Paolo's team, like Paul Hoodcooper, has a business analyst program to, let's say, get on track and to form the sort of community mindset around business analysts, a program. So there are a lot of efforts, not only on events, but also on product and collaboration side that you could easily benefit from. One thing I just found out, and is not yet in the books, in the calendars, but 2 orchestration workshops will be proposed by Oracle in the month of March. So yeah, in UK, specifically in Birmingham on the 20th and 21st, as I understand, for March, Quizstore will be supporting those events. We will be there. So by any chance, if you have people to put forward, let's say, to get 8 hours of pure let's say, learning about orchestration, hands-on workshop, this is the moment. You'll open Pandora's box in your companies, I'm sure. So again, I'll catch up on that, and I'll share you the information I have on that with that respect. Oracle Cloud World is coming in March again, in both in UK as well as in Milan. Another good opportunity for us to meet. But so a lot of information which I will share to you if again you open up to speak to us, to be part of this engagement model. Good. One question, if we still have the time, are there still license restrictions against using watch lists? I know I've had this before.
Yes. Well, this is, I think there is it's a kind of a complex matter. So I don't want to share information that are not 100% correct, but there is absolutely on LearnJD, there are Q&A document that I can definitely share with you, so you can check correctly what is the verbiage of this. So we are all safe. So I'm going to do that, Andrea, and then please share it with the right person. I will highlight, the part talking about watch list. And if you have further questions, we can talk about that, and with the help of Quistor and also with the help of the sales team, the Apps Unlimited sales team in Europe, we can definitely find an answer for you and clarify all your doubts.
Sure. Super. So Patel, I will forward you that information that I have, and also I'll put you in contact with Alan McLeod. He is the UK sales rep for JD Edwards licenses, and he can get into more details. Another great question, and this doesn't come from me, so thank you. Thank you so much, Carl. You saw a demonstration of the impact analysis dashboard and how a customer could use this in order to determine what they need to retrofit again and test again. So yeah, that would be a very good subject to consider.
Yeah,
I'll
I
plan the
agree.
meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely take this up with Clayton and his team. See if there might already be a video there, or they might have created something already. If not, we can definitely work on it. No problem.
Super. So all in all, we are on top of the hour, but I think this has been a good meeting.